Hello everyone, welcome to yoga today. So let's just find our easy seat on your mat, crossing the legs in front of your body, or whatever easy seat is comfortable for you. And we're just gonna take a moment, close your eyes, lengthen the spine, sitting up nice and tall, letting the shoulders relax down your back. Just gonna take a moment here to breathe and to let yourself notice the breath. And to let your body relax into this nicely lifted position. Notice all the sounds around you. Maybe the birds chirping. Maybe the air conditioning is going. Notice the space around you, even with your eyes closed. Just let your awareness notice the volume of space that your body occupies in your room. And maybe your partner is sitting beside you, going to practice with you, and notice the space in between you and the presence of their body. Notice as you become more relaxed, your awareness just naturally moves inward, inside the body. Noticing the breath and the subtle movement of the body as you're breathing, the rising and falling of the belly, the chest, the shoulders. Even noticing the comfortableness of your body and how it presses down into the mat. The presence of your clothes on your skin. Noticing how when we bring attention to the breath, the body can relax even more without any effort or thought about it. How much volume of space inside your body does your breath fill? letting the body notice all these things without thinking about it or, fixating on any one sensation. Just noticing how the body is breathing and how the body feels. From that place of center. Taking just a couple more breaths here. And when you are ready, let's go ahead and start out on all fours in your cat and cow. Just warming the spine here. Inhaling as you open the body up into cow. That tailbone lifts, shoulder blades draw down the back, the chin lifts. And exhaling as you move in through your cat. Round out the back. Let the pelvis drop down. And the chin draws to chest. Moving between each of these poses with your breath. As your body seeks more movement, you can begin to sink your way into child's pose. Letting those hips lower right towards those heels. And then as you inhale again, move back through your cow. And exhaling through cat. And right into child's pose. And just going to that first place of where you notice that subtle sensation of more stretching through your lower spine. And then continuing to move through cat and cow with the breath. And working to get all the way down into your child's pose. Just a couple more of these. And then on this next exhale, as you lower down into child's pose, let's stay there for a few breaths. Reaching those arms out away from you. Pressing the hands down into the mat.
Creating length through that spine and helping the hips to drop down just a little bit more. Letting the breath fill up the back of the body. As you inhale again, come on back up, and we're going to lift right up onto the knees, and we'll come into gate pose. So extend that right leg out and away from you. Let the foot be parallel to your body. Okay? Engaging through the core. Some of you might already feel a stretch through those inner thighs. And then if you can, reach the other arm straight up overhead. Drop those shoulders down. And just get length through the side body, length through the legs. And you can turn your head in whatever direction is comfortable for your neck. And just holding here. Couple breaths. As you exhale again, we'll release that arm down, bring that right leg in, and we'll change sides. Opening out to your gate on this other side, noticing how this leg is with that stretch, and then taking the other arm straight up overhead. Another breath here. And then go ahead and release that arm down as you exhale. We'll pull that knee right back under. And now let's add a little movement here. So as you inhale, we'll come to all fours. And as you exhale, let's shift those legs back just a little bit, lifting up to down dog. And holding here for a few breaths, just letting the back of the body, the legs lengthen out. Engage the belly. Let the shoulder blades drop down back. Draw that rib cage into the spine. And let's pedal your heels just a little bit. Inhale on one foot and exhale on the other. As you inhale again, let's bend the knees down to the mat. And we're going to shift forward right out into a modified plank. Okay? Your hands should be right under those shoulders. And as you exhale, lower down. I'm going to start right here to come up into Cobra just to warm the back for a few breaths. So inhale, engage the belly, draw the shoulder blades down the back, and lift up right into a small Cobra. And then as you exhale, lower back down. Inhale, lift back up. Exhale, down. One more breath. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, lower back down. Then as you inhale again, rise up through your Cobra and continue to lift up onto the knees and then back to your down dog. Holding here a few breaths. As you inhale again, we're going to lower those knees right back to all fours and rolling on out to your modified plank. Might have to adjust the hands a little bit. That's fine, where they're under the shoulder, and as you exhale, lower down. Setting yourself for Cobra, inhaling, lifting up, and exhaling back through to your down dog. Couple breaths here. We're going to repeat that a couple more times. Kind of warming the upper body too. As you inhale, come on down. Let the knees drop, rolling out to your modified plank. Okay, pull those hands so they're under the shoulders. Exhaling, lower down. Rolling right up as you inhale into your Cobra. And exhaling back, down dog. Noticing how the body's loosening up here. One more time. As you inhale, bring those knees to the mat, kind of roll on out, modified plank. Notice how this time the shoulders might have ended up right over those hands. Exhaling, lowering down. Inhale, lifting up Cobra. Exhale, right back, down dog. Okay. Just a couple breaths here. Now as you inhale, let's bring the knees down to the mat. Okay, we're going to be on all fours. Then we're going to shift the right leg forward into your crescent lunge. Okay? Nice. Drawing the belly in, the shoulders down, the back, lifting that chest up off of that leg. Holding here just a breath or two. And as you inhale again, lift up just to the knee. Hands right on that thigh. And then as you inhale again, we'll take those arms straight up overhead. As you exhale, bring the hands behind the back, rolling open the chest. Just a couple breaths.
And then inhale, arms straight up overhead. And then bring your hands to the mat. We're gonna step this front leg right back to your plank, okay? So now your option is that you can come back to knees being down on the mat, or begin to pick it up to plank, and then lower those knees. Bend the elbows. Coming down, inhaling as you lift up into cobra, and exhaling right back, down dog. Couple of breaths here. Let your alignment just fall into the place that your body knows. Now as you inhale, bring the knees right to the mat one more time. All fours, and we're gonna shift the left leg forward. Crescent lunge. Bringing the belly right into the spine, shoulders resting down the back. And just holding here a couple breaths. Letting those hip flexors open. As you inhale again, we'll lift up just a little bit, right? Hands to the thigh. As you inhale again, arms come up overhead. And then as you exhale, let's bring those hands behind the back, opening the chest. And inhale, arms overhead, hands to the mat. And we'll step back with this front leg right to your plank. And then exhale, lower the knees, bending the elbows. Inhaling up through cobra and exhaling down dog. And now as you inhale, go ahead and bend both knees, but we're gonna exhale right back into your down dog. Letting those legs lengthen out, pressing that chest down in between the hands. Inhale right back down. Exhale, lift the tailbone a little higher, lengthening the legs. Inhale, bending. Exhale, lengthening. One more breath here. Inhale. Exhale, lengthening. And now just hold in this newly lengthened down dog, even if it feels really weirdly different to you, just hold and breathe. Let the body notice what it feels without any thought about it. Just breathing into this space of your down dog. And as you inhale, we're going to take this right leg and lift it up, three-legged dog. Square those shoulders and then bend the knee. Bent knee right here, opening that hip. Okay, and on your next inhale, pull this right leg right in between your hands. We're going to lift up into warrior two. Okay, so place that back heel down about 45 degrees. And you can windmill your left hand right up overhead. And come into your warrior two. Okay, this first side I will be facing backwards. Okay, just holding. Okay, you're really pressing down through the heel of your back leg. Foot is centered. Okay. And just breathing here. Looking out through this middle finger of your front arm. And as you exhale, let's straighten this front leg. And we're just gonna tilt right on over. So we'll let this right hip draw backwards as we tip over into triangle. Shoulder blades down the back. Belly hugging in. And as you inhale, lift up and out. We're gonna turn parallel to face the front of the room for you. Continue to rotate to the other side. Pull that back leg in just a hair. And we're gonna hinge forward right into pyramid. Okay. Letting your hands rest wherever they are comfortable. So if you have enough flexibility, right on down to the mat. Maybe it's right here to the calf. Maybe it's right here to that upper thigh. Letting the chest stay open. The collarbones are lifted. Okay? Even as you descend down, the chest is lifted. Okay? Just a few more breaths. As you inhale again, if your hands are down on the mat, we're going to walk your hands right back to the center of your body. Turn your feet as your torso is turning to the center, so the feet are parallel. And then continue to walk the hands over to the other leg, the right foot. Okay? We're going to sink right on down with the arms inside of that right leg for this wide lunge. Couple breaths here, really pushing through that heel of the back leg, activating the hamstrings, the glutes, and the knee of the right leg driving forward. So we have that nice opening through the hips. Okay. And then as you exhale, go ahead and drop that back knee down. Draw those shoulders down the back. You can relax that back foot down to the mat. And then as you inhale again, open your body here right into a revolved low lunge. Okay. Crescent lunge. Shoulders drawing down the back. And in that space, you'll find that you can deepen your twist. And as you exhale, let's bring that right arm back down to the mat. Okay. Dig your toes in of your back foot. We're going to swing this right leg right back up into that three-legged down dog with the bent knee. Okay?
So lifting up, bending that knee, squaring the shoulders, holding here. And as you inhale again, now with this leg that's bent, we're going to bring it right into a full pigeon. And walking that back foot straight back behind you. Settling the hips down, right straight down to the mat. Don't let those hips drop out, okay? And you can even prop, put a block underneath your glute if you're way high up off the ground, okay? You can also walk the heel of this leg in front, keep walking it forward, and that'll take you deeper into the pose. Resting on the forearms if you'd like. Still squaring the shoulders, resting down the back, belly is still engaged. Just letting the breath really move into our torso, move into the glutes. Freeing up any tension there. And just a few more breaths. So on your next inhale, dig those toes of your back foot into the mat, hands pressing into the mat right under the shoulders. We're going to step right back to down dog, lengthening out that right leg. Let's go ahead and bend and straighten. So as you inhale, bend both knees. Exhale, lengthen into that down dog. Inhale, bend. Exhale, lengthen. Inhale, bend. Exhale, lengthen. Now really establish your alignment here as before we attempt this left leg. The shoulders down the back. Belly draws in. The rib cages pull to the spine so we have a nice straight back and side bodies. All 10 fingers, including that first knuckle, are pushing down into the mat. And then let's go ahead and bring that left leg straight up behind you, three-legged dog, and then bend that knee. Square the shoulders. And as you inhale, pull that left leg forward. Warrior 2 on this left side. Windmilling the right arm overhead, coming up warrior 2 and settling in. Dropping those hips down, bending that front leg, pushing down through the whole of this back foot.
and activating this back leg. And then on your next exhale, you're going to shift this left hip back and just tip right on over into triangle. Shoulders resting down the back. And as you inhale, lift right back up and out. Turn those feet so they are parallel. And then we're going to continue to turn to the other side, pulling that back foot in just a hair, letting those hips align straight forward, right to center, hinging at the hips with the chest lifted and descending down into your pyramid on this side. Just a couple more breaths here. And as you inhale again, we're just going to turn those hands to walk back to center. Turn the feet so they're parallel. And continue to turn to the other side of your mat so that our hands are coming in our leg into that lizard lunge. Okay, both hands are inside of the leg. And we're holding here a couple of breaths. Really pushing through the heel of this back leg, activating the hamstrings and the glutes, and the knee on the other leg is driving forward. And as you exhale, drop that back knee down. You can rest the top of the foot. Make sure you have a 90-degree angle on that leg in front. Draw the shoulders down the back. And as you inhale again, let's open up into that revolved low lunge or crescent lunge. And as you inhale, bring that left arm back down. And now as you exhale, dig the toes of your back foot in. We're going to swing this left leg right up. Three-legged dog, bent knee, squaring those shoulders. And as you inhale again, pull that left knee right into your pigeon. Full pigeon on this side. Walking that back leg straight back so hips stay level. those glutes have a moment to relax, the upper body to relax. Letting the breath deepen and fill up all this space, the torso, the glutes. Just a couple more breaths. And as you exhale again, go ahead and sit down on that hip. We're going to swing both legs around, okay? And let's come into that wide straddle right here. Just opening the legs far enough that you get some sensation through those inner thighs, okay? And we're gonna lift up nice and tall through the torso. Really press down through those sits bones as you do that. Press down through the heels, the backs of the legs, and the shoulder blades resting down the back. And then we'll hinge forward right at the hips. Okay, walking out as far as you can to get a stretch through those inner thighs, the hamstrings, the lower back, and just going to a comfortable sensation. And holding. And if this is too much sensation or your pelvis is just not going to tip forward, okay, remember that you can bend the knees. It's always a good idea to work on just lifting that pelvis up and creating that length through the hips and your lower spine than it is to try and be in that pose with a rounded lower back, okay? And then you can eventually just keep walking those legs out a little bit as those hamstrings loosen up and the hip structure loosens up, okay? So just several more breaths here. And go ahead and if your body loosens up here, take up that space. Keep dropping in a little bit more, but don't force it. The body's just gonna let you sink in pretty much all by itself. And it's our job to just notice that. And just a few more breaths here. And as you inhale, gently push back up with the hands so the back doesn't have to do the work here. And then let's let that left forearm drop right down inside the left leg. And for some of you, this sensation, especially through this right lower back and hip, might be enough of a stretch. Otherwise, can we bring that right arm up overhead and stretch out the side body here? Keep those hips locked down. Okay, and you're welcome to lift up and out of that stretch if the sensation is too much. One more breath. Okay, And then as you inhale, bring that arm up and out. And as you exhale, we're gonna drop the right arm down. Noticing the sensation on this side of the body, okay? Lengthen your spine before we even go to the other side. Shoulders draw down, belly still hugging in, and then we're gonna bring that other arm straight up overhead. Let your body remain relaxed here. Couple more breaths. And as you inhale, lift back up and out. Exhale, just settle in. Okay, keep the legs. You can bring them in a little bit. We're gonna finish with a twist here. Okay, inhale those arms straight up overhead. Lengthen that spine. Drop the shoulders. As you exhale, rotate right at the rib cage, and then drop those arms down. Just rest here. Few breaths. You can turn your head towards that back shoulder, get a little stretch through the neck. As you exhale, release right back to center, nice and slow. Inhaling, arms up overhead. And exhale, taking the ribs over to the other side, letting those arms gently find their way down to the mat. As you exhale, go ahead and release back to center. And we'll bend the legs now. Let's come onto our backs. Okay. So engage the belly to take yourself down. You can kind of round out the back, scoop the belly in and up, and use those core muscles to come all the way down. And then let's come into your modified pigeon here. So crossing an ankle over a knee and then hugging both right on into your chest. One more breath. And now keeping this right leg hugged in, let the left one go out and down to the mat. And then we'll release the knee and we're going to pull it right on over to the other side. Stretching that outer hip. Keep your shoulders locked down to the mat, resting in their relaxed position.
deeper breath. And very gently as you exhale, let those hips come back to center. We'll keep this right leg bent. And go ahead and now cross the left ankle over the right knee. We'll hug on in for the modified pigeon on this side. And just a couple more breaths. Keep this left leg hugged in and go ahead and let the right leg drop on down. And then we'll just take this left knee across the body as well. Shoulders still resting down the back. Another full breath here. And then as you exhale, release those hips right back to the mat and extend the legs out into Shavasana. Yeah. Just letting the weight of your body release all of it into the mat. Pull the belly to the spine to see if you can relax your lower back space to bring so that it's closer to the mat. We don't have so much of that arch. Closing the eyes, deepening the breath. And just scanning the body for any residues of tension that you can actively release. To become so relaxed. Noticing how much more free the breath is in your body. The mind is spacious. Without thought. The body's spacious. to deepen that breath once again, really filling up the whole entire body with breath. And as you exhale now, open the mouth and let all that breath leave the body. Beginning to wiggle the fingers and the toes, and circling the wrists and the ankles. Very gently, go ahead and draw the knees into the chest, just releasing your lower back. When you're ready, roll to one side. Take a full breath there. And then we'll come back up to your seat, your easy seat. Closing the eyes once again. Returning to that belly breath. Noticing how your body resonates with your practice today. Letting that spacious feeling from the Shavasana just penetrate into your awareness once again. Bringing your hands to your heart. Namaste.